Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I had a couple of issues again with this restreamer. It wouldn't let me into my Twitch account. So I had to not re-download it, but reassign it, and it wouldn't. Then reassign it, and it wouldn't. Did that 3 times. Then I had to hop in to Jeffrey. Base is ready. Got it plumbed. Nice. All right. So this restreamer ABC-ness is really not doing it 1, 2, 3, but that has nothing to do with what we're here for. A little frustration will come with technology and music. I'm in my comfortable pants. I could do some yoga. I could do a little like mixed martial arts. Not anymore. Get my ass beat. Let's put this in the kitchen and go get our coffee. I didn't even get to make it because I was trying to make sure this streamer was good. Sweet Jesus. So today we have an arts and craft. I really want this coffee. Can you guys give me, let's get this up and running again. Let's see if it recognizes my face. My face? My face? My face? My face. All right, thank you. If I got alarm clocks going off all over the place over here. If you give me, hold on. What is that? Like a minute to make a cup of coffee? I'll be right back. Please, please, please do not abandon me. I have abandonment issues. All right. Let's cut this light on. Do we need this light on? Yeah, I think I need this light on until I had enough coffee. All right. So this is me running motor mouth until I get that coffee. This is what the time is for. Let's see if I can get back here. I really want to say it's going to take me about a minute and 20 seconds. Remember the conversation we had about guesstimations and how nobody can do it and how it's an art form? I said, what did I say, 20? By the way, this is a really good, not 10 seconds. All right, here we go. A minute 20. Time to make a cup of coffee. And that water should be hot enough. I'm going to turn the water back on for just a second before we do this. All right, hot water, here we go. All right, so I had the hot water on. I was ready. I was like, oh, man. Yesterday, I was exhausted. I was about to have a 7 o'clock show, and then the lightning started. And I was like, so I didn't do it. This shirt is a little too. I'm going to put on a tee. What is it? Where's my phone? I'm going to make that coffee. And while I'm going, I'm going to grab my phone, wherever my phone is. Where is my phone? Come on. That is good guesstimation. Where's my phone? Cut this light out. Cut that light out. And find your phone. Okay. All right. Okay. We're sort of back in the groove. I'm sorry about that. Got the phone back. Now I gotta do something about my hawker. Why? It's humid out here. What is the weather outside? What's the weather today?
It's currently cloudy and 73 degrees.
73 is not bad. It's going to be 84 degrees. All right. Here you go. Something a little more conducive to, and plus I'm about to drink some hot coffee. Does this have any ice water in it? Oh, not a lot. Oh, today, look, today is this is not bad, but not awesome. Today is not a bad day. How many ice cubes I need in this? Today's not a bad day. Today's a good day. Today is a weekend, which means we don't have to go to like 8:15 because we all have to go to work. We can lounge here, have coffee, talk, smoke. What I will likely do, I think these 3 hours streamed a while. There's a lot of branches lying in the yard. We'll likely do the stream for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe 3. Then we'll end the stream and start another one, right? Because no one's going to watch a 5-6 hour stream unless it's a charity stream and people pop in and pop out, and that's fair, right? So we're just going to chop them up into easier digestible blocks. And I'm sort of glad I did not do a 7 o'clock show yesterday, because by about 10, I was done in. But we know what we're doing. We've got chores, essentially, right? We got to do that guitar that we talked about. I'll make that up. We wrote some stuff down. Now this is see, that's on the back of this. All right, what are we doing today? We have to fix our Xbox Rock Band to this machine, or I don't really want to do this. We could sort of, no, you can't do, if I can't put my Xbox Rock Band to this machine to do, because the imagery is just wonky and it slides out on me all the time. I'm going to get some ice cubes for this and water. So, woohoo, let's see what happens. I don't know why. I think I told you guys my ice water technique, right? I'll really just here. Ice cubes in a silicone tray. These are super filled for drinking, but semi-filled usually. These are not going to work, I don't think. That's one. This one might get in there. Two. And this one definitely might get in there. And I'll use the other ones for all sorts of. If you lay down, I can get another one in there. No, I can't get another one. All right, well, that's that. Put this on the sturdy cable, stick it back in the fridge. Don't tell anybody. And ice water. Cold water, rather, ice water. Take this with the top. Refill this ice cold goodness. Take this and refill these and stick them in the freezer. And we'll get, my nose is a mess. We'll get started. I still have a nose issue though. Am I gonna sniffle all day? God dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. All right, here we go. I normally don't like to blow my snout in here, but I think I've left you guys too long, so give me a second. All right. I can breathe. It is swampy AF in here. What is the weather this morning? The humidity is redonkulous. You know how I know I'm getting old? Because I complain about the weather a lot.
Oh, I remember as a boy, it was so hot. I had to sweat uphill both ways.
Here we go. Mostly sunny. 5 mile, 8 mile, 10 mile. The best breezes start at 15. So what do we got here? Sunrise, sunset, moon phase precipitation. Humidity is 60% humidity. There's your, well, there's a problem. All right. Oh, Lord, I'm having a morning. Dab the eye. Should I even check to see if we're streaming to both locations? Or should I just have faith? As a man of faith, I find that you still have to check on these motherfuckers. So, hold on. Good Lord, that's loud. Okay, let's put that here. I hope that's. I play these back, and the volume's always loud, even though I have it set low here, and my dulcet tones don't sound awesome on it. So let's check with the other. La 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 la. Let's put this on. Ding. Oh, you're awesome, but sometimes. Yep, there goes the thing because I opened up another browser. Let's close this. That's streaming. This should not be an issue for me, though. It really should not. I almost bought a today. You know, y'all need to talk me out of things like this. I mean, I think we are at least a year or two away from a mandolin. You're gonna wait for the bars to open. Okay. Wow, look at this. All right, so we're just gonna close this up. Hopefully the stream comes back. You can only have one thing on. Is it coming back? It's slowly coming back. I gotta tell you, the quality is not awesome. I'm gonna wait for the bars to open. I'm gonna wait for the bar. It's kind of a non sequitur. I'm trying to understand what you mean, Joe, or is it Joe? Earn your earn. I like that. But here's the thing: no matter what you do, you're gonna earn your earn, right? We all get one. You don't even have to earn it. You know, it's sort of a gift. It comes with actually getting an earn. It doesn't come with. I guess I'm talking about the end of us all. Somebody, no, maybe you're right. So not everybody gets an earn. Yeah, earn your earn. Oh my goodness. So we may be doing a little arts and crafts. Get rid of this. Blow my honker one more time. Oh, good Lord. Oh man, it's right here. What it is it's the mixture of the ice cold water, right? I always have this I have a melt defrost situation going on. Make sure we're all well mixed and cold together. And you can just feel it tornadoing in there. Remember to think about drinking water so you can share with other people. Don't put your mouth to the, what is this? I want to say spigot, but it's not a spigot. Yeah, till back. This is, and we had this conversation. It becomes, normally I do it here. If I do it here, I'm just gonna splash my face. But wherever you hold it, it becomes a hand-eye coordination thing. It's also an anticipation game because you take your eyes off it and you kind of know where you should be. Some people can't do this. Some people are not so coordinated as to do this. All right. Water does it shoot up your nose? Water does it dribble down your shirt? You know. Wow, I may have to go get that water again. Yeah, so you do this in the summertime. You know, in the old days, we could all share a 40 with it. We could all share a bottle of water. I'm not gonna put that water in there because this water is room temperature. That'll just ruin the party. But it's open, so we have to keep it over here. there's a there's a there's a thing for room temperature water too that I like to do. Ooh, 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 7 a.m. Get your coffee up, people. So this is what we're doing today. We're doing the remainder of this because today is going to happen. We were trying to decide yesterday if it's going to be in the morning stream or the night stream. We're going to complete this. Like another 4 sheets. It's going to be super long. Like we decided to accordion it, right? It's all the so we'll have a good and decent reference for what we're doing. Not totally beautiful, but totally functional and what we need here. Let me make sure I got my flats right. A sharp is B flat. D is an E flat. G sharp is an A flat, right? G to A. F G flat flat. C D. Okay. There's only 6 of them. There's A B D E G A F. Right. G to A. F to G. C to D. F to G. G to A. C to D. F to G. D to E. And G to A. All right. So yeah, it looks like we got them all. We're not bad. And we have to learn how to do scales. Like, where can I do this on this thing? C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, right? Or A, B. We have to do. We have to do them all. We have to write them down first, so I can look at them and remember. I'm gonna have to commit a lot more of this not to my frontal lazy memory. Like I need to sort of bury it in my deep subconscious. You passed the drug test? Did I pass the drug test? What exactly do you mean? I mean, I could absolutely go for a drink if you're right. Oh, you're yeah, so we're sort of all over the place. We're gonna do this. We're gonna have some coffee. We're gonna sit here and peruse. I cannot believe that was an hour and 10 minutes exactly. Actually, I can't. We're gonna set these up for like 13 minutes. Well, let's give a 15-minute talk. We've been here a little already for about 15 minutes. So there was a police shooting. I want to say yesterday with my phone. Um, and what happened was these 3 kids went out to get pizza. This off-duty cop saw them in his pickup truck, decided to pull them over off duty, which is just look. I get pulling people off duty. I get interceding off duty because you saw something. You better make sure it's good. You fucking better make so a robbery or kidnapping or rape or something, and I got in off my off-duty time because I'm gonna be able to stand up and go, fucking that was a great job. You saved that girl, that child, that family, right? That's not what this was. What this was he saw these guys speeding. So he decided to, I guess, give chase. Turns out there were 3 kids, white kids, coming back from a pizza shop. White cop, uh, gave chase. They didn't know what he was up to, so they left because he's in a pickup truck. They're in sort of a sports vehicle. He loses track of them. Problem number 1. Fine. So you could have went home after this, but no. So he gets off. He sees their car in a pizza parking lot and approaches them. Gets out, takes the police stand. Something happens. They try and get away from him because they don't know he's a cop. And he shoots the driver. Right. So the driver's not dead, but he shoots this kid. This off-duty cop shoots this 18-year-old with his 2 friends in the back going to get pizza. 3 white kids, never in trouble with the law. And my position has always been for the last 10 years, you will not keep this smoke and the cigar. You won't. It'll get arrogant and it'll be other people and you'll see. And it's always been other people. They just don't report on it. Some of the nonsense white racist bullshit they talk about, which happens to be true, is that no one talks about white kids getting killed. Like it's like, first of all, it happens rarely, but it does happen. And this is you don't want to talk about it because it's just as incompetent bullshit as the cops running around, right? So you can't say this is racism, but you can say this is the moronic attitude of some of these cops that these black folks, me, have been complaining about, right? And you're not going to keep it in the. So now you got this shot kid who's 18, shot him upper body, right? They didn't tell me what charges it's going to be, but it sounds like this is more than assault when you shoot somebody. You shouldn't be allowed to charge somebody with assault if you shoot somebody. Like assault is if you punch somebody, God forbid, hit him with a stick in a fight, right? But shooting somebody is a total different kettle of fish. And it should always be an attempted manslaughter, right? Because it's a fucking gun and you can bleed out from it. So they get these soft charges from their friends. And like, I'll walk across the street jaywalking and I get 30 years. So, watch your ass. A lot of these guys are just mean bullies, right? I don't know what the mean bully to racist ratio is, but I think they overlap a lot. So these three white kids, I'm sure their parents are like, Black Lives Matter, people are assholes. This is in Rhode Island, by the way. Uh, then my parents say all this, and then it happens to your white kid. And you're like, I can't believe we have police departments like this. And people are like, yeah, we've been telling you this for like about 300 years that this shit is bullshit. And I've always maintained we will squawk because this shit is going on ridiculously. But the whole country has a history of evil shit to white people too, right? To women, not just women at work now, but like the whole history of putting women on a pedestal while they couldn't do anything. Oh man, I shouldn't have drank all that ice. Now my stomach is all wiggy. Oh, ice cold water. I do have hot coffee here. Oh man. What am I gonna have for breakfast? We can make this has too much coffee in it, not enough sugar in it, and too much milk in it. Oh man, my stomach is really kicking me now. Mm. Mm. These things happen on live streams. I have a weird stomach because 9/11. Just leave it at that. Uh, Sometimes it just kicks over, and I think it's the ice water that did it to me. All right, so we may have to stand up or lay on our back or do something. But either way, this show goes on. Ugh. Sometimes I wish something simple like a poop would help me. Like that was my mom's answer to everything when I was little. Like when I was like 9 and under, whatever it was like you need to go have a poop. I think it was a old Southern remedy for everything. Just kind of like, and I would call her when I was sick, like in my 20s. Oh man, I'm so sick. My children, oh, take some of this, do some of these old fancy things. I just really wanted to talk to your mom for the sick. She'd always have I'm like, I've never remember a doctor telling me, well, what you need here, you need to go home and have a good poop. I mean, I'm sure that comes in handy, but I don't think it helps, like, with your odd, quirky stomach, uh, or sprained ankle, or any other things, your migraine. Mom is awesome. So we will call her. So yeah, that was a weird thing today. I was just kind of like, look, what you want is competent police people who work an area that you know. You don't want to leave them there so long that they know the area and they become the bullshit sheriff and nobody. You know what I mean? You want enough uh, changeover energy, but you want to keep it fluid in your department. That everybody who comes in, it doesn't completely change the dynamic of what's going on there. But you can't have all these bullies running around beating up people, shooting people randomly, and acting like it goes with the job. And he gave this story about I saw them driving and I thought they were like, what? Just ignore shit, man. This is no, you're not too many movies for you. You shouldn't be a policeman. And now he's looking at jail time, and I think he's gonna get convicted because come on, three upscale white kids going to get pizza shot by somebody. Now I maintain this: black cops don't do this shit. Puerto Rican, I'd say Puerto Rican because I'm from New York, and those are the Spanish people I'm more familiar with. But I'm assuming Latino. We use a Latinx, Latino whichever you guys prefer. I'm just gonna go with Latino. That's the one I'm comfortable with. I don't think that's a slur. Yeah, is it? I don't think Latinos do this either. I mean, the arrogant stupidity of this is generally, I hate to say it, but white cops. I do. And I think it's not all racism with the white cops. I think some of it is just incompetent bullshit, and some of it is bullying. I think this is an example of a bully. I'm gonna just pull you over in my private car. No sirens. What are you chasing me for on the public street? Right? That right there's a hazard. You should have cut your losses when you lost them. And then you double down on it by just running across them by sheer accident and then shooting one of them. You know, he's lucky he didn't open up on that car like these cops in New York did with Amadou Diallo, 42 shots, 41 shots. So I remember that. I can tell you a story about that too. Um, Come on, nose. What we need here, I think it's the humidity. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, man. Ugh. I really need to start running again. Because when I ran, jostled all this stuff out of me. Look, you can leave a crispy, clean, like existence. I give you that. Um, no smoking, no drinking. I knew someone who didn't smoke, didn't drink. That's fine. But don't some don't judge the people who smoke and drink so harshly. Because I really do believe it's how people kind of cope. And in this fuck society, you want people coping any way they can that doesn't require a gun or some violence. Because people are unhappy in this environment. They took our jobs. They took our jobs. What was that? The Simpsons? Mm. I think that'll do. I think I need more. Actually, less coffee and more. Hey, you guys want a hat? Nice summer hat for the beach. I do it here. Take my shirt off, sit here, and don't lean on anything. But you put like those long thin ice cubes in this. Getting cold. Just spray it on you. You'd be surprised how that works. That little stupid hat works. I still feel sort of like in my nose. All right. So we have, we want to put this someplace because we're going to need it today. Ugh. We could do arts and crafts. I also found a Stevie Vai finger workout. uh, that's going to be weird, right? Stevie Vai finger exercise. Yeah. It's stupid. I don't know it. We mucked up the one yesterday, but you want to try it? Let's try it. Right. So the Stevie Vai thing is let's start at the 5th fret. Right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Next string down is 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, right? Then the next one down is 3, that's not it. 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 1. Then the next one down is 4. That's 1. 4. Am I doing this wrong? Well, it should end up like this. First string, second string, third string, fourth string, right? So you should slowly end up like starting the first on the top, second on, this is not the first string. This is the sixth string. The first on the sixth, fourth thing, first thing on the sixth string, second thing on the fifth string. What is wrong with you? That doesn't make any sense. Fifth fret. Excuse me. Fifth fret. Sixth string, fifth fret. First finger on the fifth fret of the sixth string. Second finger on the sixth fret of the fifth string. Yeah, see all these numbers. Third finger on the fourth fret of the seventh string, and fourth finger on the 5, 6, 7, 8, ninth fret. Thank you. I wish you could just tell that thing to stop. Ninth fret of the fourth finger, and then it starts all over again on the fifth, right? So then it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4 again, and then it slides down where it becomes 2, 3, 4, 1, and then you slide up 1, and you since it started at 2, you go backwards on 3. Then it's 3, 4, 1, 2, and then you climb up, and then it becomes 4, 1, 2, 3. Then you climb up 1 again. It goes. That's 4, 1, 2. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you climb. Wait, hold on. Am I going back? I think I'm going backwards. Wait, hold on. I have it right here. 4, 1, 2, 3. Right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Going up and backwards doesn't mean. All right, got you. I got you. I'm all right. Going up and backward doesn't mean reverse the fingering. It just means you're doing this circle down one side, pitch upside, up and over. So you're doing this little square to over dramatize it. Well, let's finish this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Right. So then the next one up will be 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it will be 2, 3, 4, 1. Then 3, 4, 1, 2, and then right 3, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then 4, 1, 2, 3. But you start. I was off by a notch, but you end it here, and you end it on your one finger, and you can restart on your one finger, right? End it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2. Oh, yeah. So it's interesting. It's hard. It's a little complicated. It's just some cool thing that I found that I will not be doing today. But man, well, the finger dexterity. Man, my nose is just chock full of goodness. It's disgusting. Why is my nose perpetually running? All right. We are not going to let a wonky nose be the enemy of the good. It makes your eyes tear. My eye tear. My bad eye tear. All right, so we're going to put that there. 13 minutes. Ooh, that's a lot of talking. All right, so we are going to get this started. We're going to have a little more coffee. We talked a little politics. Not really politics, but talking about some bad policing that happened in Rhode Island. And I said it before and I'll say it again. You want competent police. Hashtag quality policing is what you want. Let's put that in the fucking chat. It's not all about, well, you can defund some of this shit. Nobody needs these APC carriers in these small communities. Hashtag quality policing. Even for quality, right? A lot of people just want to be perpetually at war with something, and they chose us. They're bullies because we have, I mean, we, being the black community, they know have little power, so they can get away with this lot of this shit. And it's just gonna, I think it's gonna even out in a sort of dark way. People aren't gonna like it. When bullies get sick of being, when the bully gets sick of being bullied. Woo. Pretty good. All right, so let's get to it. We've got, these are the podcasts. 7 a.m., 4 p.m., 7 p.m., 90 minutes. I can't do Rock Band on Haps because Haps is in beta and it's quirky AF. We said we were going to write the schedule. We can do that today. I want to do a little plan. Well, if I'm not, I'm talking right now. So if I'm talking, I can, you know what? We can have coffee and see, there's some options here with this schedule that we're going. We could write it. Where's the largest sheet of paper I have in this house? It's much bigger than this vellum paper that I have here. What is this? 157 pound, 14 by 17, 36.6 by 43.2 centimeters, 14 by 17 inches. I could do it on a canvas. All right. Oh my God. All right. I gotta stop leaving the room. Couple of options. If I do it on a canvas, I've got this canvas that I started something that's just ass and it didn't work out. I would have to hit this. This would be easier. This is dirty. I mean, you can see my fingerprints on it, but it's really long, and I'm not gonna write on it all the time. And it's dusty AF. What can I use this for the guitar? I mean, I messed around and thought about the idea of painting the fret on this. Okay, I know what I want to do. I don't know how I'm going to pull this off. I have bigger paper, but this is more permanent. Put this over here outside. Do not fall over. All right. All right. You know, if I use the big canvas, I'm sort of in a Sunday morning. You know what? We can mock up one right now on an art pad. Actually, we can mock it up on a sheet of. You know, we're gonna do what we normally do. We're gonna mock it up on a. I like large. index cards because this tiny little, I used to draw on the back of them and stick them on my front door when I lived in Brooklyn. I have little, they were topical but they were about this size. I have a book of almost postcard size drawings and paintings I did when I lived there. Um, but it's almost the size of a regular canvas, just super tiny. So you know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mock up this schedule. We're not gonna overdo it. I need dollars, dollars, dollars. What I need? I need dollars. I have rulers all over the place, and I can almost never find one. So where is the guitar schedule? Here's the guitar schedule. To get it up and show it. So we could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 categories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 categories. 1, 2, 3 categories with nothing in it because we don't know what the hell that means. All right. So guitar practice schedule. All right. So we're not gonna. We just need. We just need one, right? So what we'll do is, if it's horrible, we'll just make another one. If we make it on paper. Okay, see, this is what happens. Why do I have a multi-tool out here? And before you know it, you've got all this stuff on your table. All right, so here it is. Let's open this up. Whew, my stomach is calming down. Jesus, Christmas. I should really, really, really see somebody about that. All right, here we go. What are we doing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need room enough for 8 categories. All right. Okay. So where is the multi? Here it is. All right. Exercise, right? Let's call that 1. Good Lord, my spelling is horrible. Exercise or yeah, that's right. All right, so we put that there. Over here we put scales. Over here we put chords. All right. We underline those. Maybe I get a giant piece. Oh, you know what? I can't run to the store on stream. I have stuff I can put this on. I just remembered I have like one of those trifold cards from like what's the name of that place? Like Hobby Lobby. They sell them in, excuse me. They sell them in not department store. There's no such thing as a department store anymore. They sell them in, what's the name of that place down here? Harris Teeter and Walmart in their art supply section. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna need space for 2 more. All right. Okay, this is the one we don't get. Sight reading, which we want to, because then you can read by picking up music, and that's what we want. That's part of this thing, right? Then there's theory, which we are gonna just put up here because it's in the thing, but I don't know if we can practice theory. That might have to hold on for like a year. And then there's songwriting, which is fine. I used to write songs. They were rap songs, but songwriting is songwriting. So ing. So write what you know. Maybe you're right. And I used to write poems, so maybe they'll just be poems. But we're going to start writing, and then the other 2 are improv, which I guess is that just running up and down the fretboard to a backing track and just trying to be good at which I would love to know, but we don't know what that is. We're gonna put this up here so things can get under it. And then over here is ear training, which just sounds awesome to be able to hear a note and go, oh, that note is X. I was watching, looking up ear training and stuff, and there's this guy who's a, classically trained musician. So exercise would like alt picking, sweep picking, stuff like that. Scales would be harmonic majors and minors and tones and all that. We've been doing chords. Sight we went on no theory is, it says here, 4-part arpeggios, triad inversion. I don't even know what that means. So, oh my goodness, my nose is just not awesome. So that's what's going to essentially look like once we stick it on a like on a poster. There'll be things under it that we can check off and know what we did, so we can see that sort of at a distance. I want to be able to interact with it, put things on it, not just have it painted and stuck up on a wall. Yeah, I think this is what we're going to do today. So we'll put that here, and I will redrain my face. Excuse me, people. Excuse me. Here is the thing. We discussed this before too. All this is connected, right? So your nasal passage connects to your ear, which gets clogged. Nose gets clogged. All this stuff in your sometimes it's a long chest thing, but most of the stuff you have in your throat is because the mucus in the back trying to keep your tongue moisturized and your throat moisturized so you can breathe. Your nasal cavities moisturized so it warms it like air as you breathe it in and then breathe out. But all that mucus stuff can get a little in your whole for shizzle. So sometimes you have to give a good kapatui and get it out of there, which just lodges stuff here, there, and everywhere else. Then you got to blow your nose, and sometimes you blow your nose, your ears pop, then you got to do this. So all these things, these human things that people are like, ew, man, you got to be like, there are ways to clear up these things. It's like if you have a bad stomach, what do? You take stuff for it. You take stuff that will either bind you up or rush you out, right? So if you got a rush out problem, you want something to bind you up. If you got a bind up problem, you want something to rush you out. And you can find those in regular foods without actually having to take prescriptions or anything. I'll give you two of them. If you oatmeal, right? One of those magic foods. Yeah. All right, I want to play a little guitar. Now that my nose is clear, he said, clearing his throat. I'm sort of reaching for the guitar and I'm sort of not. So do we want to do the thing first? But we also had those other things. That's the schedule and the giant guitar thing. I think half. So you might be right. If I cut off, excuse me. If I cut off this other, I'm about to say restreamer. This other watch. Once I hit this, the image is gonna go. Another Saturday night, and I ain't got nobody. See that's a Sam Cooke song. Nobody. All right. Let's see if this whole thing. All right. Yes, it did. Look at that. There you go. Turn on something else. The whole thing goes to pot. This machine is a little more honking than that, and it shouldn't do that. But let's cut this off. See if it comes back. Let's cut this off, man. I gotta tell you. So how are you supposed to? Yeah, here it comes. How are you supposed to? I wonder if I can run up Skype and see what happens. Looks like it's my Skype too. It man. So this machine is trying to tell me it's my computer, and it's obviously not. Um, how much bandwidth does this fucking app want from my system? I begin to think that there's shit running in the background that I should be concerned about. Uh, we have been streaming for 50 minutes, baby bubba. It's Saturday. It is the 10th. Uh, on our Saturday morning stream, we stream as long as we want to stream, right? Uh, what's the phrase? Rock out with your cock out, jam out with your clam out. So yeah, we're rocking out and jamming out. And you really, what happened with this? I restarted this thing yesterday. You know, sometimes it don't pay to get in bed. So let's play something before I just keep thinking about how my nose is draining. We'll put this here so we don't forget. These are my 3 favorite picks. We'll put this here. Actually, you know what? We'll put this on top of that. Actually, before we put this on top of that, let's get a bad habit for the road. This here, next to the phone. Good morning. Partly cloudy. 75. High will be 86. With a 60% humidity. Tis what it is, baby bubba. Tis what it is. All right. Should I go to the beach today? That would be awesome. And give my what's the word I'm looking for? Give my remote a try, a shot. Right. The remote will be my phone. I'm wondering because I thought about it before. I think the sound is going to be hard to hear because there's going to be wind blowing, and like if I have my ear plugs in, which is supposed to also, I think it's going to be too far away from my to hear you, and then a small screen to read. Should I do it on my iPad? The iPad sort of large and bulky versus your phone. Now I'm going to have my phone and my iPad out there in the salt, sea air and sea water and sand flying around. So I've got some concerns about it. I'll probably do it on my phone. Maybe a 20-minute thing just to go down to the beach. It'd be nice to be at the beach. All right. Do re mi fa sol la ti da. La ti da do re mi fa sol. Whoever made this coffee. It's too bitter. It's not sweet enough, and there's too much milk in it. Yesterday, whoever did the coffee in this house did a bang up job, and I gave them their props. Just like whoever cooked yesterday's dinner. Like that chef. I mean, it wasn't the greatest thing, but it was pretty good. It was pretty nice. Chicken and rice. So I played this thing all night last night after I got off stream. I started plucking it. We ended the stream at 6:30, I want to say, after 2.5 hours. Because we're not doing 3 and 4 hour streams anymore, 5 hour streams anymore. Because no one watches them, and it's sort of arrogant of me expecting you to spend your time that way. So they're going to be an hour to like 2 hours, 2.5 maybe. A good Twitch stream is about 3 hours. So at the most, it'll be about 3.5 hours. But that's, I think we're going to leave those kind of numbers for gaming. And you can't game on the stream. You can't. Some of the guys have a regular, this is a restreamer. Some of the guys have a regular restreaming, like meeting every day. And I really want to hop in there, but I think I get accused of being aggressive a lot when I'm insistent. And you know, the people who call you aggressive are always people who just want to dismiss you. You know, it's a tactic in this system. uppity. You know, I'm not uppity. I'm aggressive. If I was uppity, you'd know about it. I can be in your face, and that's not even uppity. Um, did we tune this thing? We tuned it yesterday. Should we be doing this every other day or every day? All right. Let's run through the pentatonic from the top. And come on, plucky hand, be plucky. That was wrong. No, that was right. That pinky isn't touching anything it's supposed to. And this is wrong because it's a fret off. Man, I'm calling this a failure. We have to redo this whole thing this coming week. It'll be our first real major setback after doing this for only a few days, 22 days. Remember, the 4 o'clock show is 4 o'clock. It used to be a 7 o'clock show, but there is no 7 o'clock show. The 7 o'clock show is now at 4 o'clock. Hence, we're no longer calling it the 7 o'clock show. We're calling it the 4 o'clock show. So there's a 7 a.m. show, which is a 7 o'clock show, but it's not the 7 o'clock show. Because the 7 a.m. show is an hour, and the 7 p.m. show was about 2 and change. But since there is no 7 p.m. show, that is now a 4 p.m. show. That 4 p.m. show, hours will remain the same, about 2 and change. Mucking around with a 7 p.m. show for people who miss the 7 p.m. show, I could probably do that. That would be an hour. I mean, that's a lot of streaming. And still trying to have a wife and run this giant empire and all these children. I have like 16 children in this house. Can you hear them? I have 4 wives. I'm a polygamist. They're around here somewhere. I've got what other? I can't even elaborate on that goofiness, right? Normally, you get a nice tail going with a yarn like that. Yeah. So let's just do this thing. I can't be quippy and clever. Ooh, my stomach. I should go get some milk. Just so see somebody. All right. We're gonna run through these once just to make sure before we turn on the metronome. This pinky is unrelentingly uncooperative. We'll dial it in. Right? You hear that? Wow. Pad of the finger. That's all I'm doing. It's supposed to be the tip of the finger. And it's supposed to clear all these other strings that I'm not clearing. And my rhythm is off. You hear that? Ding, ding, ding. It should be. It's the frustration. All right. I suck at pentatonic, but that is fine. That's fine. because I sucked that stuff before and I've gotten better at it. And then my suckage position was taken by some other person who I hope that they got out of it. And then, but you got to suck at stuff that you try, right? In the beginnings. The last 2 days of doing this has kicked my ass. I can't figure some shit out. All right, we are not. What's the word I'm looking for? We are not giver uppers. We are undaunted. All right, that's one. Come on, Pinky, help a brother out. That's two. Oh. Wrong. Which one are you doing here, man? All right. All right. Nope, nope. Wrong. That's right. Yep. Is that right? No, it's here. There's a fucking treacherous. All right, hold on. Am I gonna sneeze or not? Can stop. So yeah, this is what you get when you get a wonky kind of nose situation. It's like right in here. Before you guys accuse me of shoving everything in my nose. It was a pick, not a scratch. It was a pick, not a scratch. No, it was a scratch, not a pick. A Seinfeld line, right? From Seinfeld. You will find that in this, what do we call this? A program, a show, a stream, an experience that I'm full of quotes from movies and TVs and radio. So you can test your social pop cultural history with a lot of some of the stuff that I say. What did we say yesterday? You knew the job was dangerous when you took it, Fred? We looked that shit up yet? So yeah, look at all these fucking birds in the trunk of this car eating this guy. It rained yesterday, so it can't be Triscuits. They'd all be melted. I should spit. Let's see if we can spin this around because I've been complaining about these birds for a while. Maybe you can see them. Here we go. You guys see them outside that window? Oh, let's go a little higher up. In that blue pickup truck, there are just a freaking fuck ton of birds in the back of. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn this back around. And they're eating something out the back of his truck, and they have been eating it for about, well, you guys been watching it about I want to say 5 days. And at first I didn't know what it was. I'm like, oh, maybe he's feeding them. It was sunny for these past few days. They're eating something. What are they eating? Because I'm telling you, they're all like about the size of a Triscuit. So if they were Triscuit, they'd be all wet. If they were bread, they'd be all. I have to figure out a way to. Something tells me I'm going to have to. I don't even know what to say about it. And we established that they weren't ravens or crows; they were greckles, right? We looked it up. They're greckles, but I don't know what is in the back of this dude's truck that these birds keep pulling food out of. And here's the thing: that truck's been there a while. The crows, the ravens, they don't do it. So they want food too, right? Why wouldn't they go and pick out whatever is in the back of this truck? It is quite a weird thing, man. I mean, I get why nature people are get. Oh, I wonder why they do that, and they like go down this rabbit hole of weird animal stuff. Totally get it. Because, for God's sakes, man, I feel like I can't be coming down with something. Oh my God, what if I got the Rona? All right, a couple of things. We we had neglected the K system that we don't like a week ago. We got to bone up on that, quite frankly. I'm supposed to readjust that poster, but I realized it's glued down, not glued down, taped down. I guess it's gonna stay as it is unless because I know I'm gonna take it out and rip it, and I'm gonna be pissed off. And the rip is gonna be worse than having to be off center, and it's not off center by a lot. You need to calm down. It's not. I have a very small amount of ADD in me where I see stuff and I'm like straighten people's pictures on their wall and stuff. Like here's one of the weirdness about my personality. When I used to ride the subway and it'd be crowded and like you look over and someone like shirt collar is sticking out of their suit like this, I'd be like, your shirt collar is, just like I tell little kids your shoes untied. That's a little more important. You don't want your kid falling down. But people are like, fuck my shirt collar. I don't know. Being interesting is not appreciated in an uninteresting world. Mm. Woo-wee. Let's stand up. Woo. All right. What are we doing here? Well, first of all, we're obviously going to raise the camera so we can make eye contact with our loved ones. Uh, I don't like the fact that I haven't done a good job with this major pentatonic scale. I mean, I was all arrogant Monday and Tuesday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I was super arrogant. I was like chip on my shoulder, ridiculously arrogant. Here we are, Saturday, and I'm a humble mess. Um, I'm just not happy with with this penta. Why am I calling it a penta? I mean, we did it for like a whole week. I'm pretty sure I know it. Here comes the winds. That's pretty good. Now all the birds are gone. They're off the truck. They stopped eating the stuff. Like, you'd also figure that if they were hungry, they'd finish it off so no other birds could get it. Right? All the things you think about birds are not taking place in front of my house with this freaking blue truck. It's just weird. It is just weird. All right, so we're gonna get this schedule up, and we're gonna start writing songs this weekend. I may not share them with you because they're songwriting, but we're gonna do it, and they'll be bad. They'll be love songs like named after a beautiful girl like Gertrudia. And people are like, huh? Write a song about a name of a girl who doesn't exist, right? Just so there's no nobody can say that it was about them. So it's songwriting season this year, but we're just not there yet. It looks to be fun. Exercises, right? So that wouldn't the scale be an exercise? Ugh. Ear training, improv, theory, songwriting, chords. Okay, chords we need to bone up. Scales we need to know. Exercises, obviously. All the good stuff. All the other stuff seems like fun, good stuff to know. Sight reading, right? Theory, improvisational skills, right? And ear training. But we definitely need to exercise the scales and the chords. So the next three important things would be out of sight reading, theory, songwriting, improv, and ear training. The next three would be, I want to say theory and songwriting and improv, right? Theory, song, and improv. After that, sight reading and ear training seems to go hand in hand. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, we are on this musical journey. We invite you to come along with us. It's going to be a fun and interesting walk to musicaldom. Man, this nose is. I thought I forgot to turn the mic back on. I hate doing that. But trust me, you guys do not want me going. It didn't like widen it. I mean, come on. You want to turn away from the camera. You want to put it on mute, and then you want to do all that stuff. Normally, I leave the room, but people have been telling me you leave the room too much. And I'm like, I'm not going forever. I'm going for like half a second, a minute. I let you know. I run a clock. You know, I'm like I say, your time is valuable to me. Your time is valuable to you. And also, I want to stand up. I want to sit down. Maybe we'll load this. All right. I can't be tired. We've been up at this for an hour. Right? We've been blowing our nose like that's the point of this thing. Welcome to the nose blowing freaking podcast. I mean, that's not what's going on here. We've got some issues. And like I said, Mondays is a long day, and we'll solve it with a D10. So please get your old D&D shit out. It may come in handy here. Realizing that I used to play as a rogue with all this music stuff. If I got to play again, I'd play as a bard. But what kind of bard? An Osimir bard, likely. We also went through this yesterday. If you smoke, don't smoke carcinogens. Carcinogens cause cancer. This does not. The wrapping that is wrapped in, the CBD, non-THC CBD, which is why I'm not like, yo, dog, I'm so fucked up and fried out, baby. Ooh, let's do this thing. I'm just smoking and talking to you. But give the midnight shows when we smoke the actual honest, good to go marijuana, and then see how lazy flow your flow is. You're in a new, you're in a not a new world, but you're in a slow, no, not a slow train wreck. You're in a slow progression state, right? Uh, People in the '60s, your parents probably told you they were dirty, filthy hippies, who I'm a fan of, because they were right. They were right about the environment. They were right about the sex shit. Love who you love is nobody's business. Be gay, and that's fine. But it wasn't so much about gayness. It was about interracial love, which leads to all this other shit. Because after the walls come down for one, for everybody. I mean, look, all the rights you have in this country is because black people were dying and fighting for them. Like a lot of people came here just to chill, right, and didn't make any waves. They were the very model of immigration, right? As people fucked them over, they said nothing. But then here we are fighting it out with the system, and then they benefit, and then they cut our throats as they do so. It is what it is, isn't it? And that's what it is. And no one is stupid. So no one is so stupid as to not know history. And history is in books, and now it's online, and you can take it in giant chunks if you want, or small doses. And like I told, I forget who we were talking about. When I'm always going, you can look shit up on your internet. This is a smartphone. They call it a smartphone for a reason. It doesn't just make phone calls. If I told you the first president was Sally Hemings, you should go, that don't sound right, and look that shit up. Versus going, oh, we're really, and then walking down the street going, the first president was Sally Hemings. Everyone at the party or the event would be like, what is wrong with you? You just said something so blatantly stupid that we all know, and now we have to judge you accordingly, right? Know what you're talking about. It's nice to be the smartest motherfucker in the room. And I love to take on the smartest people in the room. I would walk up bold as fuck. I used to argue with lawyers all the time about legal shit. And they would try and hide in the minutia of what the book. I'm like, no. This is regular conversation with regular people. Don't fucking quote the book with me. And if you do so, quote it in a way that all of us at this bar can fucking understand it. You're not giving a briefing to like some judge shit and showing how well you can manipulate the whatever. This is a common sense argument. What do you got? Explain all this happy violence to me. How you give, sweetheart deals to X, Y, or Z. They couldn't. They're so used to not being challenged. And when you challenge them, they hate that. You're uppity. And if you're a woman who's uppity, a white lady, so right, black, uppity is a thing that they label on black, angry and uppity. First of all, I'm angry because we worked for free for all this time. Now you're calling us lazy, right? So what is the women's situation? They're panicky, they'll faint, right? I remember growing up, it was a woman can't be president because she'll like press the button on her period and all these kind of fucked up things. The same group of people essentially ran the place had a whole group of this shit for the women, right? For the men, poor white guys, white trash guys, right? White trash, not one of us. They're just And then over here, the blacks got one for lazy. What is it? What is it? I just said it. Angry black man, right? Uppity, right? Over here, you got immigrants, Mexicans. They were lazy and fucking stupid. So you got all these nice little pattern boxes. So if I'm doing what you want me to do, he's one of the good ones, which is another one, right? She's one of the good ones. She'll let you touch her ass and won't say anything. She's one of the good ones. But you smack her ass and she's like, how fucking dare you? All of a sudden, yeah, we can't have her work here. She's a problem. All these kind of things. And then you don't know what's going on in the workplace. It's been all going on forever. Now it's all out in the open, right? The internet doesn't hide this shit. But in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, up until all this free information, or the information age came about, you would just take those men words for it, right? In their 3 o'clock martinis, lunches, all this lazy shit they were up to, and then they come and tell you, you don't have the brain power to be a banker or a coach, or you're a woman, you can't da-da-da. So all these things are always self-serving to the bad guys. So you better watch it. And you've been taught to believe it about other people. And the thing is, I can say the same shit about you, right? Taught to believe this stuff about women, taught to believe this stuff about all rednecks, like white trash, all these things that they have among the poor of white class in this society. I chose not to believe it, right? I choose not to believe it because I look at it as an economic thing. I mean, yeah, obviously we talked about it earlier. Bullies. I'll look, if you work for me, you can do whatever you want to those people. I'll turn my eye to it. Don't worry about it. And people take them up on that, right? And there are incidents, like the song says, there were incidents and accidents, there were hints and allegations of this shit going on forever, and it bleeds into other arenas. So, like when the when the slave trade ended, blacksmiths took a hit because they weren't making chains anymore, right? And they were mad at the black people for freeing up the slave because it cost me money. And a lot of these people came from Europe, right? I mean, you better know who's in here, how long they've been here, what they were doing while they were here. Um, Germans have been coming here forever, becoming Americans. Some Britons come here, right? Uh, every now you get Frenchmen, but you know it's 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 a big ass country, baby. But you shouldn't lose it because anybody just wants to show up here and do whatever the fuck they want to do and take part in racism, right? My whole position has always been if you come here and you take part in racism, your ass should be sent back. Or sexism. We don't do that shit here. Like some people, uh, what is it? Infanticide like their kids. I think that means killing children, but like you know, not to throw shade at Italians, but the Italians do this, right? Oh, mama, like, you know, or put this women on a pedestal and all this kind of weird woman. We don't do that, you know. Fight it out, and this is why I have a problem with some of this Me Too shit. I'm like, okay, some of that is your choice to date your boss, but then you can't come back on the back end of it and go, I'm a girl. Oh my god, I was at the workplace. Because my next thing is we got to protect these women. Maybe they shouldn't be in the workplace. Maybe they should, and that's what you want to watch. So all these other women who are busting their ass and doing it have better listen to what they're saying and go, okay, that one's legitimate. And then I'll take your word for, oh, okay, I'm with her. What? Oh no, that one sounds like bullshit. Oh, okay. Because if I do it, then all of a sudden I'm mansplaining and I hate women and I'm pro-rape, which is one of the vilest things I think American women's groups have ever fucking said about the men here. That we're a pro-rape society. My mother didn't raise any fucking pro-rape. What's wrong with you? And you'll say it to gain political power about your. It's like if I got out here and was like, you know, we got to fix this because American women are fucking stupid. I mean, what a thing to say about my countrymen, my the women of my country, and it's all to get power and drive you to the vote and all this other sick, sinister shit, right? By people who won't fix a problem when you gave them the opportunity to go there, right? Your problems don't get fixed. So yeah, all this stuff of of getting elected by warring, keeping the wars amongst the people down here in the hinterlands who aren't bankers and lawyers and politicians, right? So they could stay in power, so they can stay fleecing. And I think that the jig is up, and now they're trying to sort of fix it while staying in power. And the real deal is nobody wants you in power. You've been corrupt for 50 years. Joe Biden is a hot shit show, and the watching this whole thing is a wreck. Uh, it's gonna get interesting. We'll see. They're all in our shit. He told them, if you get in our system again, we're gonna fuck with your oil thing that you really need. That would be the first thing I showed up after your fucking stupid ass president said that. Why would I tell you what I'm gonna attack you with? Man, no, this is in our system is a war event. It should be looked at as a war event. Man, I'd be shutting down their whole shit. I shut down the transportation hubs. I shut down their nuclear plant facilities. I shut down their power and lighting grid. Yeah, they would have issues. They would have issues. And I would throw each and every Russian out of this country. Fuck you. How are you like the Chinese? How are you at war with the Chinese while you're still trading them? Who just put money in your pocket from the enemy? To me, that makes you a traitor. That doesn't make you some great statesman who figured out how to trade with the enemy. Fuck you. What is going on here? And I mean, I remember when I had a dog, they were sending us dog food. Why do we get everything from fucking China? They were sending us dog food with asbestos in it from like the wall, you know, like sheetrock. Like what? They were using like this stuff to fill it. And this is what you get when you get stuff from other countries where they don't even like your people, right? Some of this stuff that you get on Amazon from third world countries is absolutely shit. And the $17 you pay for it doesn't break you, but $17 to them might as well be, you know, 80. So you should not deny it to them. But money is God in America, and I think it really is going to cost us the nation. Dag nabbit. Dag nabbit. Dag nabbit. All right, we got We got a lot of dust going on. I just put this on the floor. One of these days, somebody's gonna come through and figure it out. And I do believe that, because I believe that America is, in a weird way, should have ended like 4 or 5 times. Not 4 or 5, but like 3 or 4 easily. And weird luck, and the right person comes along and fucking saves the day or holds it together. Yeah, I think if you let these knuckleheads start their race war, I don't think all white people will be in like wanting to kill, but there's a considerable amount of them. And when it kicks off, don't forget that there's a considerable amount of us who aren't going to take this shit anymore. This is in the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? Fucking burn your house down with you and your family in it. Nobody's tolerating racist bullshit anymore. Showing up to peaceful rallies for Black Lives Matter with your AR-15s. Now people are showing up Black Lives Matter with their AR-15s. Yeah. Yeah. Give that shit 5 years and see where we're at. But I said after January 6th, I said, and I believe this, I think racism is going to sunset in America because of January 6th, because all these people were like, they're not fucking with me. I'm a congressman. I'm chill. I don't care what they do. I get elected on these fucking fucked up votes. And then they tried to rush in there and hang all of you. And now people are like, you know what? You knocked on the wrong door with this shit. And now they're going to be picking these guys up for 7 years, right? 7 years is statute of limitation. But here's the way statute of limitation work as I have it, as I understand it. Let's say I steal this guitar pick. If you know I did it, you can write a writ for my arrest, right? A warrant or whatever to show up in court. If you find me in 8 years, I don't like after. I think if they know it's me, you still have to answer it because you're essentially on the run. The thing doesn't sunset. But if they don't know who stole it, right? They were trying to do this whole indict an anonymous person thing, which I just think is a fucking dodge. The legal system is full of ways to dodge the law. But if they don't know you, they've got some weird picture or a bad angle. And after 7 years, you're not charged. It's a statute of limitation thing. I think that your lawyer has a pretty good. But if they know your face and they indict you today, and they can't find you for 8 years, you know, people go on the run, then they find it 15 years later. They still have to answer to it. You know, if some of you guys can avoid the government for 7 years, which is a sentence in itself, good on you. But yeah, there's a ton of people to find. Cops and pastors and fucking firemen and business owners. Ridiculous. People hitting the cops with. And you see the way the government works, right? They said you killed that cop. And I told you what I thought about that. I told you what I thought about that cop dying on the first day. As a former cop, I said this. He probably went back to his command and died of a heart attack. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Because I don't want to throw shade on any police departments. I'm pro-cop. But that police department is what I would call a low-incident police department, right? They're essentially a security company, a state security agency, not a police department, right? Because they walk congressmen and senators to and from their car. They make sure if someone like, oh, I hate you, congressman, I'm going to kill you. They sort of look up and make sure that guy's all right. But the people who investigate that I'm going to kill you, congressman thing is the FBI, right? Who's an actual about their business agency. And this, they got a small, not I want to say a small building, but they got a building, one building, and the grounds around it, the Capitol Police. They've got all the stuff that the government gives, like a cherry position, right? You found out that their chief, after this whole thing, when they had to fire him because he was just somebody's friend, quite frankly. And I'm sure I could run that department. It's like, give roll call, make sure your suits are clean. We got this issue with this congresswoman, but I'm sure they had a gym, like, because it's well funded. I'm sure he didn't use it, right? And every day you go to work and nothing happens. You eat your donuts. You don't have to work out. You have steak for lunch, you know, because you're not going to get into shit. And all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. And I mean, I think the stress of it, you know, the anxiety, all of a sudden being hyped up. There's image of him outside, like standing guard. And then he goes back to the command. They say he got hit by a fire extinguisher, which tried to sell you that. Oh my God, like what, he died of concussion from a fire extinguisher? They were saying they were spraying bear mace. Oh, did he die from something? No, a stroke. So all this stuff that the media was trying to lean you into, like, oh, they killed this guy, they murdered him. Then you find out that's not what happened. You fucking people are liars. You know what happened? Ashley Babbitt got shot in the chest. That's what happened. And they sort of was like, yeah, Here's the thing about the Ashley Babbitt shooting. They just empty said, yeah, the shooting was good. Yeah, I wouldn't say that it wasn't. I really wouldn't. They were trying to get in that door. I think the shooting was good too. But the way they kind of like wash it away tells you that they don't do fucking investigations. They just fucking declare shit and they move on. Another thing about the Ashley Babbitt shooting, everyone around her, there was people standing real close to her, like, and she was the one who took the bullet. All those people around her can be charged with murder. All of them. That's the way our system works. Do you hear that? No. I bet you if there was a Black Lives Matter event, they'd be looking for 1,000 murderers under that guise. You know, America policing is bullshit because it's nothing but a security firm a lot of time for the super rich. You know, they want to be able to call these guys out and protect themselves from us, the citizenry. And they really needed that to happen January 6th. And the police that they had, the Capitol Police, you know, I'm pro-cop, but they were woefully lacking. And I don't know why. Maybe their job was supposed to be a security kind of police department. And the rough big dogs to come and beat your ass was supposed to be the FBI, right? Tactical response teams. But the FBI doesn't police Washington, D.C. The Secret Service polices the White House, but the Secret Service also has a uniform detail that drives around Washington, D.C. So the Secret Service is absolutely about their fucking business, right? But they're not a patrol agency. They have a patrol division, not a patrol agency, right? I don't even think they have a hot response division. They probably have one, but the responses they deal with are for the president, right? And the Treasury. This whole thing is just fucked up. So maybe the people who should have responded was DC Metro. But the DC Metro has no power when it comes to federal anything. So first of all, I don't think the DC Metro would have had that many cops to respond. You should have had an all-out call to get everybody there. The marshals, the FBI, the Uniform Secret Service, all these dudes that you're fucking trained up, that you pay all this money to, should have showed up there, varying uniforms, all tacked out, and put this shit down. That's the way I look at it. I look at the amount of incompetence on January 6th. I'd have fired a lot of people. I mean, he died in the line of duty. Absolutely. He was working that day. He was in uniform that day. He stood the line that day, went back to his command and died of a stroke. That's all. I'm not taking anything away from him. But the way the media and these politicians tried to spit it to you, like he was murdered, it's just, they are just so fucking sinister. And it makes you wonder, what is the truth? If everyone is lying to you, what is the truth? Who is the guardian of the truth then? There are no guardians of the truth? Okay. All right. Okay. All I have to say is the police need to fix their shit and this government needs to fix their shit. Says the guy decked out in red, white, and blue, drinking out of a Stars and Stripes mug with a giant flag on the wall in one of my car. You can kiss my ass. I was born here. My family built this place, whether you like it or not. While some of you motherfuckers were in Europe, how dare you show up here and then have a beef with me? Get on your horse and get the fuck out of here. The whole place is just goofy and ridiculous, and it makes no sense. Today is Saturday the 10th. We have been streaming for an hour and a half. Woo! And we are not done. A little guitar playing, a little politics is what you get here, at least my view of it. If you have something to say, you disagree, throw it in the chat. Don't be an asshole. We're not assholes. You can disagree with me, but don't be an asshole, right? I say stuff about ladies, and ladies can come and give me their opinion, but we're not assholes, right? We're musicians. We're trying to get to the next level. But yeah, he should have lied. And he was the first to die in the line of duty in that job, right? Because nothing ever happens, right? One dude died in I'm going to say in the Secret Service. No, that might be wrong. It might be 3. But the one that I remember, the first guy, uh, people tried to kill Truman, right? And they tried to blow him up at Blair House. And he died. He took a bullet to the chest protecting these people, right? So it is dangerous. It's a dangerous gig. You should be fit for it. I used to work out regularly. Well, up until very recently, I was still sort of fit and running. And I see these cops who are just sloppy, fat, and old, and they ship me on the street. And I know the kind of cops they are, you know. And in order not to get in, like lose their gig, they're happy to like make these deals with bad people. Hey, I'll fix this for you. People dropping guns at the scene and no one, don't put that guitar down. Hold on to it. Um, Leaving good man. It's just you want confidence in your system, and they're losing confidence. Coffee and a smoke in the morning. Good stuff. This great country is falling into the shitter. Yeah, and proof of what I'm saying is they immediately fired him. And to blame all this on Trump is fucking ridiculous. Trump was a sitting fucking president. He could have had the fucking army shut down Congress. Stop crying about he's gonna take over. Oh my! And he didn't. They talked about it for 2 years just to keep you afraid. They talked about illusions. When you they alluded to like inappropriate behavior with his daughter. They openly told you prostitute peeing on them tapes were existed. Biggest liars. But they've always been liars, right? I mean, they lied about a lot of these police shootings and stood it up. So, come on, Pinky. I have got a pinky issue. I cannot get my pinky to be a diligent and dutiful pinky. How am I doing this? Okay, it's pinky, and when I come in, the pinky is at like the pinky's like this. You know what I mean? It's like this, but it should be like this. I can't argue about how big my hands are. Um, you could buy a smaller guitar. There are some big ones. I think there's like 6 body types. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. Like an infomercial. How do they do it? I'm telling you, this pinky thing is ridiculous. I'm getting a blister on the side of my finger, the very side of it. It should be the top pad. It should be here, but it's like it's a quarter of a degree. Yeah, a quarter, half, 75. Yeah, it's like a quarter instead of where it should be, which is on the tip. It's it's not on the pad, thank God, but it's on the tip, but it's off to the freaking side. It's right. It's not right here where it should be. I'm gonna show you. I guess we all have styles and weird, right? So it's not here where it should be. Like this would be the tip. So there should be a line, like right there where you see I just dug in. Instead, it's right here. It's right here. See that? So this is a string. Instead of hitting the string dead on like this, I'm hitting it like this. I'm always hitting it like off the, And I know what we need to do. Here's the thing. No one's neighborly. It's very weird. I knew more people in New York living in conditions like this than knocking your door. Hey, your window's open and you call, oh, thanks, man. Knock on my door. Yo, so-and-so is the guy just packaged for real. Thanks, man. In the South, I think for all this Southern hospitality stuff is just a political thing that sort of masks the truth of what the place has been for so long. Not pat, tips of the finger. Come on, Pinky. Tips of the finger. All right, we're going to try this thing again with an eye toward this pinky thing. We said we weren't going to be doing we said we weren't going to do 4 and 5 hour streams anymore. We've been at this for an hour and 40 minutes. I think we can likely do another hour, which will put us at 2:40, right? We can get away with 3 hours. I just don't think we can do 5 anymore. Yeah. So yeah, Officer Disick, rest in peace. And it's not him. It's like how they're trying to use us with his death. They do it with cop deaths all the time with young black people. Right? They want to say savage, nigger, savage. But in their clean, journalistic, bullshitty way, it's always some darkness. It's always some darkness. It's always some nudge, wink, reporting on it. I had this conversation on several podcasts that I thought they used that technique on Trump. All these bullshit allegations with no evidence that nobody was going to question. It is what it is, man. The idea that the media doesn't lie to you is ridiculous. The media has told falsehoods in the past, one of which is, remember the Maine, that whole thing from like 100 years ago? So that's, at the very minimum, that's how far it goes back, right? Started a war on an explosion because William Randolph Hearst said, you supply the pictures, I'll supply the war. And then people died in a war set up by these trillionaires. That's what I mean about knowing history. And when people go, the media wouldn't say falsehood, I just kind of go, what the fuck are you talking about? And then YouTube bans me because the truth, while will set you free, it also sets you free from YouTube. Hey, you guys hear that you're going to need boosters? Just saying. I have to get on board. All right, we've been talking shit for an hour and a half. Let's try some actual balling ass busting guitar playing. Let's do it. Yank, yonk, yank. Do we want to do this or do we want to do one? Let's do one for a few minutes and then the other one. Come on, man. I'm slowly sliding out of the... What is up with me and the metronome? fallen far since Monday. It's windy. It's nice. Well, it's a little humid, but it's still nice. Hold it. Right? I go here. God dang it. I go here. I slide here. I do this. And I'm in here. Why, when I'm coming back from this, I always have a problem with this? Oh, because I put my finger here and that throws me off when I could be. No, but it doesn't matter. This is where I need to be when I come back up. So what is it? It's a hiccup. Is it because I use two different fingers to do this sometimes? Sometimes I do 1, 3, and sometimes I do 2, 4. 2, 1, 3, 2, 4 here. And then slide back and put 2, 4 here. That should still put me here. Hold it. Is that right? That is right. So da 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 to here. Well, hold it. That is right, because I end up here, which is where I need to be. Yeah, so what am I doing? What did I do? I came down here, I slid this finger to the 7th fret, which is a B, right? And then I did this, which is it, not moving, keeping it here, then I move, and then I'm back. All right, okay, I think I got it. Ooh-wee. My stomach is murdering me. I don't want to end this, but I may have to stand up. I feel like I have a chunk of rock right here. And sometimes it feels like it's a burr, like a burr that you get from a tree, just kind of like sitting in my intestine, just kind of poking me in all. Just here though, just right here, just right here. So what I normally do is get up and I walk around and do a lot of this, and I drink water. I shouldn't be drinking so much coffee or alcohol, obviously. But then it sort of settles itself in. Then I can do shit. But I will tell you, I had little problems with it when I ran regularly. Whew. It's weird, man. It really is weird. And sometimes oh, look at the wind. The wind is kicking up. I wonder if I cut this off. And I do admit to being a little. Let's stand up, because man, my stomach is hurting. We have faith in this system that it will work itself out. But yeah, the oligarchs are a problem. All right, let's try this standing up. Good Lord, we've been working this thing for a week. We had it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we began to lose it in position 3 going backwards on Thursday. And by yesterday, the whole thing was a hot mess. It really was a hot mess. We have some issues with the restreamer. It's been good today because we didn't check into the other feeds. I think that might have been it. Jeffrey Giggle showed up yesterday and told me essentially some things to do, and it did get better, but you know, it is what it is. try this standing up. Pinky needs to get in the back of the fret. I'm just saying. That's wrong. Thought I heard a crying child. Oh, Lord. And I can't even touch this one. Dang it. Okay. All right. That's fine. No, that's okay. These, like I said, we have a big box of mistakes. And in that box of mistakes, this music-wise, not your life-wise, I want you to go absolutely bananas. Charlotte, VA removed a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee, topping a symbol on the center of a deadly rally in 2017. You know, they shouldn't have been up there anyway. And they've been up for 150 years since the Civil War. And people are acting ridiculous about it. So if your position is only to that war, you miss the whole point of the country, and fuck you. Right? The one I'm obsessed with is the founders and the Revolutionary War. That's what we should all be fucking obsessed with. Not these limp dicks, sorry bitches who think that their grand right is that their ancestors were rapists and thieves and murderers. Go fuck yourself. How's that? You know, you sound just like ISIS. Talking about it's about God and religion and all this bullshit. They should never have a country because they're full of shit. People should ice them out of the world. Look, some of these places don't do anything anyway. All their technology comes from the West because there's a certain sense of creativity in the West. They can't think wild and free and ridiculous ideas and then come up with like a fucking microwave or, you know, a GoPro cam like that dude did in his garage. That GoPro story is great, by the way. They can't do that. Some enemy will come and just say, that's not a GoPro, he's building bombs. And then you're tortured into a confession, and there you go. They can't do shit. So all they get is Western shit, and we should stop giving it to them. But, you know, people here in the West make money on murder. They'll sell you 1 million guns as long as you fuckers fight each other forever and never come near me. No, they should bring that shit to your fucking front door. People are ridiculous. That Haiti thing, I mean, those guys look to be Colombians, right? Probably and Colombia has a machismo kind of thing, right? The drug cartels, people are not, like, if you say you're going to do it, you know, you're going to do it. You don't know who's who. So, you know, if it's about a fight in a bar, you know, you better fucking be willing to fucking kill somebody in the bar, right? Or just not play. And right, so those who choose to play are absolutely serious motherfuckers. So then you go down there and go, hey, we need mercenaries. And they're all ex-military anyway. So hey, we need some mercenaries for this side job. 2 Haitians, we need translators. Why would the Colombians go into Haiti and kill this guy? I mean, you could go into a bar and find American military people, right? Come with me to Nicaragua. I'm pretty sure they'd be like, man, what is wrong with you? And on top of that, I'm pretty sure they'd be like, oh, yeah. And then go and get the FBI and go, this guy's doing this nonsense, right? They've got to be. Actually, no, that's not true. Because didn't a bunch of American they were soldiers, try to take over What country was it? It was. I just said Nicaragua. What it was Nicaragua? It wasn't Panama. It might have been Panama. There was like 13 of them. They didn't kill anybody, and they were immediately arrested. Because no matter what you say, it's still a military uh, branch coming after you. It may not be the American, but yeah, Haitians still have a military branch, and so does all these other places. Yeah, they do more training than you do. They still have better resources than you do. They may not be the American resources, but so the idea of you and your drinking buddies are gonna go and topple a fucking uh, south of the border nation because you're on your I'm a super American ex-military shit. It's crazy. What is the name of that? It was Americans try and take over. It wasn't Nicaragua. We're gonna find out because another thing about this channel is when we talk stuff, we look it up immediately. Hit watch the bandwidth on the picture. Take a shot. See, it just froze because I had to. Not American ex-soldiers try to American soldiers who in I want to say Panama. This is a million years ago. Alexa on the news. Nope. All right, American soldiers. American soldiers. How would I even look this up? American. Man, maybe it's ex-soldiers. X. Oh my God. Can't even spell. It's not. Is it Panama? American ex-soldiers. Well, this was like 3 years ago. Ex-soldiers. Maybe it wasn't Panama. Coup attempt. It wasn't Cuba. Colombia says 13 of its ex-soldiers are among suspects in Haiti. Yeah. Was it Peru? Afghan? No. What's the guy who's always confusing? I think it was Colombia. I don't know. Anyway, they were American soldiers, and it was some southern nation south of. It wasn't Ecuador or some shit like that. But yeah, they were instantly grabbed. I can't find it now, but yeah, they were instantly grabbed. Attempted. How about this? Ex-soldiers attempt coup south of the border. No, they're on the most recent Haiti request, Southgate World Cup. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, can't find it. Ex-Green Beret jailed in bungled it's Venezuela. Ex-Green Beret jailed in bungled Venezuela coup may have been duped. Yeah, how 2 ex-Green Berets were lured into a disastrous failed coup in Venezuela. So yeah, I mean, it's not May 11, 2020. So it was last year. You see what I'm saying? For all you know, that could have been a dry run. And like I said, there are no absolute perfects, right? So if you walked into any bar, like I just said, I think 100% of them, not 100%, but obviously a giant percent of them, 89, 99% will be like, man, get away from me. But you get people like this, and I don't think that you can really, I don't think that you can lock your whole system down and say that not anybody will do this thing, right? Because some people will do the stupid thing. Okay, that should do that. And we can now shut this down. And the picture should come back. You know, seriously, you got to be able to have another freaking thing open. I'm just saying. So yeah, you know, and I think those guys are still in jail in Venezuela. Coup attempt. You and Nani are drinking buddies. Like these two Haitian guys are talking about who worked in Miami. That's another thing. Are you American or are you not? All these people sitting here raising money for foreign places. I'm really beginning to question their loyalty. And this doesn't make me feel better that you got all these people with quote unquote dual loyalties. You can only have one loyalty. And I hate to say it, pressed, maybe not between your mom and your dad, but that loyalty is a unit. They're your parents, right? You have loyalty to your parent, your parental units. But the idea that he's made raising money for a charity, which probably wasn't a charity, and I mean, all these African countries are a hot mess because of Europe. I mean, they're not organically like that because black people can't run shit. I mean, Haiti has been paying France money that it couldn't afford to pay them for 100 years, and they just stopped after it became known that they had to do this, right? Going back to their civil war. And the person who freed them was then captured surreptitiously and sent to France, where he died in prison. So it's sort of like the British coming here and surreptitiously kidnapping George Washington and us never seeing him again. And he dies in a British fucking prison. It's the shit that they're responsible for is outrageous, and it's made generation after generation after generation of poor black people in Haiti. And I think they're stupid because they should be poor and angry black people in Haiti, and they should want, what's the word I'm looking for? They should not allow uh, the narrative that the West pushes on them to be it. People keep acting like Haiti's a shithole just because of Haiti's a shithole. No. Like, America is a racist place, not because America is simply a racist place. We keep racism alive here. People get elected on it, right? These cops are fucking ridiculous about it. All these judges. So yeah, we cultivate racism here in America. So talk all the shit you want. Like, some of us are fucking paying attention. Top. And like I said, you won't, like, when the water spills, you won't keep it off your lap as it runs across the table. Like we said, we were talking about it earlier in the chat. The cop who shot those three white, no, he didn't shoot all three those white kids. He shot one of them, and they were just going to get pizza, right? And he was. I mean, it wasn't racist because all parties were white, but it's just this incompetence, this bullying, this just arrogance of some of these people. You have to get them out. So we'll see what happens. Let's do this. Let's do this really slowly. Do we want to do it standing up? We want to win. If we do it standing up, we're not going to win. I really do need to just stand and practice the metronome and the guitar. But yeah, no. So we're talking politics, a little bit of politics, how the world works. I always swing that around there. Oh, I just tipped that up. And now we just tip this down. And la 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 la, me. That seems about loud enough. Good enough. All right, let's do this thing. Do we want to lower it or raise it? We should have known this. I'm slower than the metronome. Both of those off. so had this memory of what happened. All right. Let's look at the freaking board just to make sure we got this right. Wow, this is amazing. I can't get through the first one anymore. Is it a hiccup? Not a hiccup. What do we call it? Is it a yip? I got the yips. I'm pretty sure I know this. I got the yips. No, it's this. Then it's this. Yes, this. Come on, man. You have your what? You plucking. Then I fuck it up when I go backwards. So let's just do a couple of these. That's wrong. It's this. No, it's this. It's this. It's that. It's this. It's this. Then it's this. It's and then it's this. And then it's this. Come on. All right, so we got to pour these things into our head. Let's try it one more time on the metronome. This is ridiculous. My gosh, it's been like 4 days. Really, seriously, 4 days. Make you freaking wanna. What did Marvin Gaye say? Make you wanna holler. That was 2. What did I just fuck up there? This is right. It's this. Da 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 da. Then it's this. That's right. Da 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 da. Then slide. Then it's this. Da da da. It's da 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 da. Right. Wait. Hold it. No, it's this. Da, 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 da. So wait, okay, start over. It's here, all the way down to here, and then it's here. No. It should be here. So this is here. Then I come to here. And then I come to here. No. This is right. This is right. This is right. And then this is right. All right. So what's going on here? The hand position is throwing me. There are two shifts in at least two of these that also throw me. I can't come back to front, up the rear, up the, how would you phrase that? I can do it forward. I can't do it reverse. Actually, if you ask me, I really can't do it forward. All the birds are gone. Oh man, so it's a pain in my abdomen. Woo, that only took about 2 hours. See what happens? Oh, good Lord. If I die, I want you to take my ashes and sprinkle them over ground zero. Don't tell anybody you're going to do it. Just fucking do it. All right? They've made it a fucking tourist attraction. It's fucking ridiculous. Everything is for sale in America. It really is vile. This is right. This is right. This is right. Is that right? Yes, it is. Oop. Right? And wrong. That's two of those that I keep forgetting. I do this once, but it should be twice. Okay, and then we skip here. And then we skip here. Oop. Okay, so it's on a metronome. You know where you're fucking up now. All right, here, let's go. Oh, the breeze is nice. Right. That's right. Slide. Reposition. This is right, because then we go here. All right, what just happened? What just happened? What just happened? Oh, it's like, oh my God. Oh my God. All right, so I could have sworn I was seeing something, then all of a sudden it's like someone cut the TV off. I was like, ooh, wait, and the killer is click. Wait, what just happened? Oh, good Lord. All right, let's try this. It's this first position. This is right. Second position. This is right. Third position. This is right. Third position. All right. This is right. So from my third position, I go here, but I don't do this. I go here, but I do this with this finger, with this finger and these two first. All right, so even as I move here, I'm tempted to, but all right. And that's the fourth position, which sends me easily into the fifth. So where am I fucking up? This is the first position, second finger on third fret to begin, right? The first note. Did you mix that whole string twice? Right. Ba-da-da-da-da. Down to the second position, second finger on the A, right? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm right. And then first finger, da, da-da-da-da-da-da, no shifts, right? And then I come here, but I use this finger. And then I come here. All right, so my hiccup is one, this is good. This is good. The transition here throws me. But in here, but in this one, there's a, right? This and this slide. Right, so here. Stop. All right, everybody calm down. I would like to take an intermission. Oof, I need to go take like something for my stomach. Like, do I even have Pepto-Bismol in here? I don't think I do. Shit. Milk. I couldn't take some warm milk, which also helps, but then I would have to fucking cook milk. You know how long it takes to cook milk? It really is sort of ridiculous. And if you don't do it right, you freaking get the milk. It will burn your pan. It's milk. Doesn't fucking make any sense. I could end this stream, but I don't want to end the stream. Jesus. Maybe if I just stand up. That's helped before. Whew. All right. It might also be the stress of trying to get this stupid thing down. Oh, man. Oh. I really do wish a poo could solve it. Because maybe I should probably not be drinking coffee. I got to tell you, these pants are awesome. I just wish they were longer. I mean, they're nice. You know, these are awesome to take to the beach, right? And I've got a bunch of them, varying colors, right? All right. If you bought a couple, your kids could wear them because the waist is that big. You just tie them up. If your girlfriend is shorter than you, or if you're taller than me, they'll sit a little higher on you. But these pants are like just to bum around the house or do a quick thing. There's only one pocket. You put too much stuff in it, it begins to sag down and pull your pants down. So you don't want that. But yeah, these are great. All right, so we still have this to do, right? Do our and we still have this to do. We could probably get started on doing one or two of those. Do I want to have something cold on top of it? We shall see, my brother. All right, that's not bad. There's still a lot more ice in here than water, but that's all right. What are we doing? Are we going to end this stream? I don't want to end this stream. But man, I feel like there's a hat pin in my abdomen. All right, let's play this. Maybe I could be able to get a shot. Which way is this thing going? And remember, guys, it's Saturday. Go out to breakfast or cook nothing like cooking a giant breakfast yourself. This is not hard. Thank you. Good Lord. A lot of sirenating. It was, man, yesterday, it was, when it was raining, it rained on and off yesterday, thunderstorm, but when it was raining, you could hear motorcycles in the distance just tearing shit up. Just like, boom, boom. I'm like, who is speeding on a rainy road? I'm like, and mind you, here's the thing. Virginia, I always complain about the driving. I'm part of the problem. I'm a New York City speedster. Um, but I also have combat driving experience, which I don't like to fucking flout because I don't ride longboards anymore because I fell down and hurt myself. Uh, and I realized it was a age and timing thing. I was a hair off, and it cost me. So I'm like, yeah, well, okay, maybe my days of riding longboards are over, especially the way I used to ride them on the street, trying to do tricks and dumb young boy crap. I may pull it out and put on helmets and gloves just to tool around to see if I can, because it's good exercise, right? It keeps your air in your lungs. You're out in the street. It's just almost just as good as running because you're doing shit. It's definitely just as good as biking. I used to rollerblade for hours, and the problem with that is you couldn't walk into a place with them on, and everybody's, man, for a land of the free and a home of the brave, there's a lot of fucking people who are just catty bitches about what you can do in public. Like, they don't want you to be able to do anything, especially as a kid, right? Like, they want all this freedom for themselves, but fuck you and your kids. It's really sad. The boys need to be out being boys. The girls need to be out being girls. They need to be out in the sunshine. They need to be, hanging with their friends. They need to be. Okay, so we're plugged in. So I have issues about learning a song already, right? And someone whose opinion I appreciate, super appreciate, have friends who you like how their mind works, all right? Not just people you hang out with. So when you ask them a question, I hope you and your friends ask each other questions, go back and forth, and not just gossip about which other of your friends are doing whatever, right? Ask questions about shit and see where his head is. So if for instance, if I ask my homie about politics and he's like, man, I don't care about no fucking politics. I get a lot of that, by the way. Uh, I'm just kind of like, politics paints your life. How do you not care? So I know not to ask him about politics. I know to ask him about music or other pop culture shit. What's that about? I heard something about Wendy Williams. I don't follow it. Uh, I kind of don't care about celebrities. But if I was, I'd ask him. Um, and that's good. Know, what your friends' hobbies are and how invested they are in them. And that way, if you have a question about it, especially people whose mind, I like people whose minds are curious. I'm still talking when I'm playing. Uh, and if you have a curious mind, man, like I said on a boys podcast, if you have a curious mind and an internet connection, you can do almost everything but be a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you can read all this legal shit. Maybe you have a legal mind. I mean, jailhouse lawyers come by legal degrees, honestly, right? They come by it the way Abraham Lincoln came by it, just studying themselves, right? In a cell, great, but in a log cabin, you could do it in your dorm room. No, dorm room implies, but we could all sit here every Saturday and go through this, and then probably in a few years be good lawyers. But you can only go through the bar and all this weird thing. They locked up everything, right? But here in Virginia, you can still be a lawyer without their traditional. You can get like a mentor lawyer, but you still have to pass a giant test, which I agree with. But the whole idea of 7 years and then the bar and there's only one way to ever do anything in America, and it costs you a fucking fortune, right? The greedy people in charge have made these fiefdoms, and it's part of what's ruining this fucking country because now you become the arbiter of what the truth is, and the your works have shown that it's just a hot shit show. And I mean a hot shit show. Everybody, what is all these birds in my fucking front, yo? So I'm inundated by birds. These motherfuckers is trying to get in here. One, two, three, four. All right, I only see four, but there were a whole bunch earlier. Oh, it's one big ass crow and a whole bunch of these geckos, and the geckos are like half the size. All right, well, let's see if we can do this on this. Good Lord. I usually feed them. I don't feed them out this window. I feed them out my back porch. I got 4 muffins that I haven't eaten, and I don't know if they're bad or not. So I'll just toss those out there. But you're not supposed to feed the animals, so I try and toss them out there when my neighbors aren't looking, because they will devour them in like 20 minutes. It's they're hungry, wild freaking animals, and they're fucking birds. You can't train like a wild bird to. They'll come and eat what you got. They'll still be wary of you. Then they'll leave. I mean, this society, you can't do anything. You get in trouble for feeding the birds. At least tell us why. Well, we don't want the birds to congregate here. This is where all the park benches are, and then they'll poop all over the park benches. Oh, that makes sense to me. But all you get is you can't do anything. Can I ask why? No. If you do it, there's $1,000 fine. I mean, Americans are mean to other Americans, so no wonder other cats cruise in here and just take the place. We just want you to fucking put on a uniform and war for shit. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to play the guitar. And I'm going to go down to the beach later and look at women of all manner of age and race and sizes. I'm gonna, in my head, wish them all well, as I really was about to buy a mandolin yesterday. As I play my acoustic badly, I might take this. But here's the thing: if I take this, I have to get a portable travel thing, and I don't. But the point of taking this to the beach is people not hearing me muck up and still being able to practice in the sun. Because come on, we need vitamin D, right? It staves off depression. It does. They hear me. It saves off depression. Gets you out in the sun. If I say jump in the water, right there, the boardwalk. And maybe I won't take this. Maybe I'll take my nephew and have a quiet beer at the beach with a J. But you can't smoke a J out in public. But if you like, I used to roll drum cigarettes and smoke them like this, because that's how most people smoke. Except for when it's windy, you can cup them in your hand, smoke it like this, right? No one cares. Or you smoke them like this, just away from people. But something tells me, like I was telling someone earlier, you're not supposed to smoke. That thing is rattling still. I'm gonna take that from over there. It's too close to the PC. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that today. Do I need to buy another one of these? I just have a couple of these just on standby in the other room. That way I can put plants on them. Yeah, kind of a hippie. So what we're going to do, we're not stopping the stream. We're just sort of like rattling stuff. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 30 minutes. We likely have another hour-ish, because like we said, we won't be doing 4 and 5 hour streams. And we're going to be about our word. And we want you to have breakfast and lunch or dinner with your family, whatever time you have that in the day. And I'm gonna really try and get this stuff. Maybe me playing all this offline is what the problem is, right? Hand fatigue was yesterday. Uh, now I just seem clumsy and unknowledgeable about what I came here to do. Right? No. Right. This is right. Ugh. Which puts me here, right? Yes, it does. But this is which puts me here. Okay. One thing I noticed immediately, it's easier to get down here on this guitar than it is on the acoustic. Ugh. Come on, man. You got slow fingers, but give it a little time. You'll get a little faster and a little more precise. And then you will get a little faster and a little more precise. And then you will get a little faster and a little more precise. Then you get a little faster and a little more precise. And then you will not be making any mistakes, but you will be as fast as you need to be and as precise as you must be. You did it with my palm. All right. What? All right. All right. Daily guitar practice, a little political talk, a little baking talk, a little cooking talk, a little oof, oof. You know what? I can't wait till we get to Star Trek medicine. I just want people to give me a shot to make like the pain go away, like one of those. What do they call them? Hydro sprays, where you don't like it shoots. Hey, here's the thing. They're working on that. They have a working sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Prototype. But by the time it gets in every hospital where you could just kind of like, because everybody is slightly different. Hold on. I'll be right back. I have to take a whiz. Oh my gosh, my side is killing me. Ugh. Yeah, so these pants are awesome because, like I said, they can hold a bunch of people in it. So, do we want more coffee? We probably don't. All right. Here we go. said we don't want any more coffee. So what is going on here? Is it just fatigue, or is it like you learn something, then it falls right out of your head? Did I not ever really learn it in the first place? I mean, I wasn't drunk on stream and I wasn't high on stream. I mean, let me know if I'm in the stream slurring my words. Here's another thing about being a drinker. Casual daily drinkers. If you had more than 3 drinks, you're an alcoholic. Shut up. I can tell you what a fucking alcoholic is. I had to deal with a lot of them. Can you pay your rent? Right? Do you stink? Are you losing your fucking motor skills and all that? Do you get the DTs if you don't drink? Stop drinking. But some of this stress, like I said, you got to have something. I told a young man once, you don't want 3 vices. You just want 2. My vices were drinking for a long time, and then it was smoking. Right? I started smoking after about 30 or so. And it was smoking. And he had like 3 of them. He was like smoking cigarettes, right? So drinking and smoking cigarettes were 2 vices. Quit cigarettes when I was like 30, I want to say 32. Yeah, it's been about 20 years since I quit smoking. Quit smoking at like 32, but I was still drinking, right? And back then I would just power drink at bars, being loose, buying drinks, just kind of like treating the bar like I was the mayor of it. And it was fun times. You met a lot of people. And then stopped drinking, and my vices were like drinking and video games, right? Me and my man Panic would be up all night. Like his wife would be like, "Come to bed, you idiot." And then I'm like, "All right, see you later." And then he'd go to bed, I guess, around 11:30, 12. Saturdays might be 12:31 or 2. And then I'd be up to like 4, sipping. I'd pause, like, we would play Counter-Strike back then. We'd play StarCraft, right? Battlefield, right? Play some Battlefield. And then around like 2 o'clock, I would walk the dog because I lived by a bar. And 2 o'clock was a good time for people to begin going home, right? So there'd be people out. So I'd walk the dog. Like people would be going to coupling up, as we call it. Like, what's the old bar line? A 2 at 10 is a 10 at 2, which essentially means a lady or a man that you wouldn't have spoken to because they were a 2 on the scale at 10 p.m. By the time you had some drinks on you and it was 2 in the morning, you know, it was what it was. A 2 at 10 is a 10 at 2. And so meanwhile, you see all these people leave and you walk your dog. It's a 20-minute walk for this fucking Brooklyn, and it's fucking 2 in the morning. And I walked around with a dog and a gun, right? So there's that. And I was still like here, I don't go out after 10, right? Not even 10. I don't think I go out after sun goes out. Unless my sister calls me to do something, then I'll pop in. But why am I out at 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock at night at my age, 10, 11, 12, that's for young people. Go out, get your groove on. You don't need to run into me at the club or at the bar or at the whatever, right? I'll be here playing video games or playing guitar. So the 3 vices, man, my 3 vice rule is important because I always ever had 2 of them competing, right? I met him. He was a smoker, tobacco smoker. He smoked weed. He drank a lot. And he had like this heavier habit. And I was like, man, you got too much going on. He was stressed. And I was like, first of all, I know it's hard to quit shit, but how many, I mean, come on, seriously. You can't do cocaine and smoke and drink and then, something's going to crack. And your habits should not destroy you. So all this cocaine and heroin bullshit is bullshit, right? Weed won't destroy you. Alcohol will destroy you, but in like 20 years, if you abuse it, right, it's impossible to abuse weed. The only thing that you will get is fat or sleepy, right? You're not going to OD on marijuana. And since it's not a carcinogen, nobody ever got cancer from it, But the alcohol is a problem. I mitigate my alcohol by drinking tons of water. Man, this needs more water. So, I think that a lot of people, you need this shit. It's a coping mechanism. And the people who don't take it, like my ex called me a drug addict because I was like, girl, you take Prozac. What are you talking about? This shit is cheaper than what you're taking. And like they get so used to being told that they're right and they're wonderful and they're special and nothing's wrong with them. And then they get used to buying all the things society says are bad, which makes you bad. And she was in this kind of weird flux, right? I mean, come on. I'm not saying that your doctors are wrong for giving you what they give you, but I'm just saying, long before there were doctors and shit, there was weed and people were fine with it. I'd even take peyote, anything that grows out the ground. Like, I think peyote comes off of horse shit or something, cow shit. But the point is, watch what people tell you and watch what you take. So again, don't have too many vices, or don't have one vice that destroys your life, like heroin, right? If I don't even understand how people are still on fucking heroin. I mean, heroin was bad and ends lives since the '60s. All these musicians, why would you even step up? Why would your boy even offer it to you, or your girl, or whatever? Right? It's just, and it's all because people are trying to avoid some hurt or some pain. But I also did other stuff, right? So, like, I encourage you. Poetry is cheap. It's a fucking, what is it? It's a pen, and like it's a writing implement and a writing, uh, what do you call paper? You got an implement and a, no. People make $1 billion off rap music, and it all starts on their kitchen table writing shit. So if you're stressed out, I feel you. You can deal with it with other means, but you don't want three vices, and you definitely don't want one of those vices to be a killer, like cocaine or heroin, or use the money for other shit, especially cigarettes. Before you take up the discipline of guitaring, maybe you should take up the discipline of quitting smoking. Right? It's quite a thing to tell people. I tell you about my quitting smoking story, right? I struggled with it and struggled with it. I once quit for 6 months, the longest I ever quit, and I was like, yeah. And I went back to smoking because I thought that I could just smoke it and not, it's been 6 months. I put this one down. Never, I was smoking regularly back in like 3 days. I was like, if I ever can string another 3 days, because before the 6 months, the longest I ever strung was 3 days, and I was miserable, and I made people miserable. But after that, I was like, oh, if I could just string 3 days together, I'll never smoke again. I promise, God, I'll never do it. And I managed to string 3 days together, and then it was 6 months. But my hit was different, and I smoked for another 2 weeks, and then I just dropped it. I dropped it cold. And then after I got like a year, I was like, yeah, I quit like 8 months ago. I was like, oh, congratulations, you want a cigarette? Ha ha ha. And I looked at him like I was gonna punch him in the face. It's like, how dare you offer me? If I told you I was off of heroin, why would, you know what I mean? There are these people who are not funny and fucking sinister, and you should not fuck with them. And if they ever come into your sphere and they're not ginormous, if they're gonna be around you, they should know your ground rules. This is the shit that I don't fuck with. I don't fuck with drug people. Not, you're right. Guys who do heroin or coke or all that, there was a lot of those around. Once I knew they did it, I did not mess with them. Didn't want to go to their house. They definitely didn't want them in my house, right? And if we had a mutual friend who liked you better, you could have her. You could have him, right? It's just a dubious thing to fuck with. I really do believe that. So yeah, I quit. I started to quit smoking again, essentially. And once I was 2 weeks in, I knew I was locked in. I was never going to smoke again. So now I hang out, right? The young people do blunts, and blunts are essentially marijuana and tobacco. And I don't do blunts because it's got tobacco in it. Uh, when I do marijuana, I cut it with CBD, which is hemp, uh, non-THC hemp. And most of the smoking I do is non-THC hemp, right? I think it feeds my need to puff, right? Even though it's not an addiction anymore. Um, and it is relaxing, and I get a clear head. I don't get to be high and kind of like and like bloodshot. But sometimes I want that effect when I'm watching a good movie. But when I'm here, I just want to sort of like be relaxed and try not to be stressful and play with you guys, or at least try and play with you guys. Um, yeah, you don't want too many vices. You know, quit the smoking, quit the bad eating. Eating is a vice too. Some people's whole energy is if they feel bad or happy, they eat. That is not good. It's not good because my metabolism slowed down. I put on 30 pounds over the pandemic. Other people who eat big, who are like, let's say you got 40 pounds on you now, naturally because you eat big and you always want to lose weight. Once your metabolism slows down or drops, that that 30, 40 pounds is going to become like 150. Yeah. So you got to watch these things. You're supposed to watch these things. You're a human animal. You're supposed to be what I say fit to fight, right? Or fit to fly, fit to flee, right? Either one of those. Some people can't run out of a. There was not a tornado. There was an earthquake a couple of days ago, and you see these boulders rolling down this mountain. I was thinking, who's up there can outrun these boulders, right? So it was a family event. So there's children, there's you. Like I don't blame the children. I get the older people who may have to leave them to save the children. But this is what the tribe does. You every now and then your tribe will have to make some dark choice like that. The last time I saw a dark choice like that, it was I want to say a volcano going off in and around like the Australia area. And there were tourists up there, Japanese tourists, Australian tourists, and the whole thing. And you couldn't run down because you had your grandma who was like 70, right? And it was full of rocks, like giant, big boulder ass rocks. So it wasn't even flat terrain where you could book down. And people were helping their grandmas, and a lot of people died from like the super heated pyroclastic flow that just rolls down the side of the mountain. That's about 300, 500 degrees, instantly cooks you, burns your lungs, burns your skin, covers you in ash, suffocates you. If you like, once you breathe it, you're dead. Quite frankly, nothing but lump. But you can't leave anybody, right? There were families up there. Some people made it down like badly burned, like teenagers, and died later. So you're like, ugh. Look, I don't want my whole family on the same plane. Why are we going to visit volcanoes? I don't know. So, in conclusion, you only need one or two vices, right? You really need two. Just so when you don't want to do one, you got another. My vices are video games, and my hobby now is guitar. So one of those vices can drop. Um, my hobby isn't video games. I love me some video games. That's a vice. I should do less video games. But I have been doing less video games. I've been doing this. Um, my old vices were drinking and tobacco. Now I think it's drinking and let's say CBD is a bad habit. Yeah, well, it probably will help if I cut that on. Are we ending this stream? 2 hours and 49 minutes. All right. We said we weren't going to be doing 3 hour streams anymore. No, we said 4 and 5 hour streams, 5 and 6 hour streams. And we're going to keep it around 3 to 3.5 because that's about a good Twitch time to be on when people stream 3 and 1/2 hours. I'm gonna wait for the bars to open. So yeah, man, it's let's cut this on. We can turn that down a little bit, right? See if thing even tunes and let's check if this see if this thing is in tune. is it fluctuating between? Oh, first of all, I'm not even hitting the right string. This is right. E. Okay. 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 What is wrong with my G? That's F. F sharp. Yeah. I may need to restring this thing. What up, Rick? I hope all is good. I was looking for your podcast. I love you painting the deck, man. That was awesome. A C. What? Come on, flatten out from me, baby. Flatten out from me. Who your buddy? Who your buddy? All right, yeah. I think I may restring this today. All right. Let's try to get through this. See, you know, trying to get the streaming thing in. You can't watch a 5-hour stream. You can't watch a 3-hour stream. The rules is the rules. Let's try and get through this one more time. Ugh. Yeah. Let's try that again. Why am I keep missing that? Why am I keep missing that? Why do I keep missing that? Slide down, bop, bop, here. But it goes here. No, it doesn't. It goes here. Then it goes here. Then it goes here. Then it goes here. Then it goes here. So my fuck uppery appears here, right? It's this, da da da. Then it's this, da da da. This transition to here is really sort of smacking me around because it's the second finger, but it's not it's the first finger, but it's not the finger that's playing. It's the second finger. So let's try this again with that in mind. Right here. This is right. Come on, man. This is right. And then we're here. Is that? No, we're here. But we're doing this. No, we're here and we're doing this. So the first one, we do this. And then the second one, we do this. So the first one, okay, I think I got it. All right, let's try. I gotta work on this plucking. This plucking is murdering me. Come on, Pinky, stay where you're supposed to be. All right, so this is where we had the problem. Right, and then, right, so we're... So that's right, it's... The it's shift down, then it's first finger 1 4 all the way down, and then it's first finger, but second finger attack, right? 2 4, 2 4, 1 4, 1 4, 2 4, 2 4, which leaves me properly set to finish it out on the 12th fret. All right, so what was I doing? I was miscounting where I was dropping, and other than the sloppiness of my fingers, we have been streaming for 2 hours and 55 minutes. That's the trunk test. We're gonna do this maybe another 5 minutes. Um, this is an AM stream, like I always said. The AM streams are long. We have coffee, we talk smoke, and I like this thing. Let me show you. It does this cool thing. So as you leave the tuner on. Oop, stop banging those. Stop banging. I need something to lean on. I'll lean on this. Right. So the tuner. Can you? Oh, good lord! I can't even get a light on it. Maybe if I tilt it down. There you go. The tuner will tell you your voice. See, see the. I'm trying to get the glare off. I don't know how to do that. I think I have to do it this way. There you go. So the tuner will tell you what your speaking tone is as you speak, just because your voice is your voice. I guess my voice is an F sharp. La 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 me. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think it's cool if I could figure out how to sing. I'm sure that could be helpful. Cha cha da cha da cha. Don't trip over the wire, my bro. Yeah, jabroni. What is a jabroni? I'm telling you, man. I have never seen such tiny squirrels. So I think I'm gonna have to get over my fear of a song and learn one. To sort of make up, because man, we said August, the middle of August. I don't think we're gonna hit that mark, but we're not gonna stop. We're on a 1,000-day devotional, and we're gonna learn this thing in 1,000 days, which is 2 years and 7 months. In little chunks, 90-day chunks, mind you. 9, 18, 27, 36. Yeah, so 4 quarters is 90 days. So that's 8 and 3. 8. That's 11 quarters, as they say, in a couple of weeks. 7 months. Yeah. All right. So let's get at it. It's not like we got other things to do. It's not like the supermodels keep calling me up. And when they do call, I say, "Do you have an app?" And they never have an app. This A is really, really just beginning to bother me. This pinky. Because it's laying all over the other strings, and that can't be allowed. Like that. Don't touch any of them. Ah. Okay, I think we know it this time. But I said that last time. All right, here. That's okay. We're pretty good with that. It's 3 hours. All right, we said we no longer than 3.5 hours. So we're gonna end this stream in like the next 20 minutes. Seriously. I may start another one, which doesn't seem likely. But I will be back at 4 to do this thing. But if I do start another one, it'll probably be at the beach. Wouldn't that be awesome? Who can I don't know any other musicians. Oh, let's give you the lecture about friends, because we've got several ongoing and routine. Let's cut this off. Ongoing, and I should do it again, but I'm going to be doing it all day today. And quite frankly, if I could stop playing the guitar, I could actually clean up this fucking room. Um, I gotta move that thing today. I'm gonna put that on the list. Where's the list? Move the speaker. I'm beginning to get wiggy about it being next to my move the amp. See, I had to write it down there because I'm that guy. Oh, there you go. Move the amp. All right, so let's begin to sunset this thing. Let's give ourselves 13 minutes is a good number to say bye, right? 13 is a good luck number in America. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. We collected the Stevie Vai fingertip workout. We'll do that sometime next week as soon as I stick it into the guitar book. Guitar journal, right? This will be a scratch thing. Keep a journal. How long we played, what we played, when we played, when we got good at it, all these good things. Could we go down to the beach and stream? Yeah, the fuck we could. We may do that for lunch. Oh, 12 to 1. I wonder if I could scrounge up some company. I think I'm gonna re-announce the return of 2 pods that I was doing, as well as a new thing. But at this point, we need schedules. Excuse me, so people can know what you're playing, when you're playing, and why you're playing it. You, my good man, are a good person, right? You live in a world where everybody is trying to get there, so there's a lot of competition. But you also live in a place where there's bullshit and chicanery, thievery, just arrogant BS, and you have to exist in that space. It will make you crazy. It really will. It will make you hate things. Hate eats away at your mind, right? Your mental temple. Some people don't keep a mental temple. It's just a place they keep dumb shit. That's cold. All right. So what we want is not to have anybody invade your mental space, right? Reading helps with that, strengthens the mind. Like push-ups. Push-ups, if you just did push-ups and planks, maybe that's what I'll do. You'll see the do I even want to get a gym sort of ethics started? We're supposed to do fingers and warm-ups and all this stuff. Gotta strengthen the forearms because there's a nerve in there down the middle of the palm and down here that really like when I'm doing this a lot, I'm like, ow. But yeah, we should be getting further fit just in general, right? Fitness is good. Um, stop saying I like saying I'm gonna keep saying So we have arts and crafts to do. We were gonna either do it today or at the 4 show. I guess it's gonna be at the 4 show, the 4 p.m. show. Um, are we calling it a show, a podcast, or whatever? Anyway, look, don't let the freaking world get you down, right? You can't be one of these people who've been taught to blame other people, and then when you blame other people like they tell you to, it will eventually insist like on you that you know. I think because nobody wants to be taken advantage of, right? So I think this thing that they give to you, you should reject because at this stage of the game, we're in a lot of kind of like unhappiness in this society, and you can collect a lot of it if you're not careful. So you have to sort of like birds that get on your unit, like clothes. You have to like pick them off. You got to know what's important. You got to not lean into some of the angry stuff that they want you to lean into. And I think you can do that by music or reading. Well, it depends on what you're reading, but some sort of discipline that builds you, and that's what this is about. Daily guitar practice today, the 22nd day. This is the AM session. There will be a PM session at 4. We don't do sevens anymore. Um, we have to believe, right? You can't give up. You can't be a giver upper. But you don't keep believing in bullshit, right? You can't just keep nodding your head and not getting anything for it in your society. And unless you're going to run for office, which I would encourage, I would support you. It'll just eat away at you. And so you have to put other shit in your mental temple. You have to shore it up with reading or music or cooking or like all this good energy shit. Family, see them grandkid babies that you haven't seen in a while, or the your sister's kids or whatever. But like family's important. All that good energy. I get that we're in a pandemic. Some people don't have friends unless, which leads me into our make friends speech. So we looked at the thing yesterday, right? The poll. Was it a poll? I think it was a poll. How many friends do you have? How many people have one friend? In the 70s, it took a poll. How many people have one friend? How many people had three friends? How many people have five? How many people had 10 or more? Five, like eight, nine, 10, and like 10, and then 10 or more. And like the people who had 10 friends was like, you know, 20%. The people who had eight friends were like 17%. The people who had like three and five friends were like, eight or seven or something like that. Nowadays, those numbers have dropped substantially. So the guy who had one friend, the guy who had five friends, the category of if you have one friend, that 20 years ago was like 5% of people had one friend. Now that's down to like two, right? or zero, something like that. So there's this, the people who had 10 friends, like that was 20 years ago. And now that's down to like 11, right? So even gregarious people who know a lot of people know less people. Um, and you're you're a human animal, right? And our thing, just like dogs are pack animals, and I don't mean pack like mule pack, but like their group, they're animals who do well in groups, right? Their unit. We're the same thing. We're communicable, not like a disease, but we're communicative, and we're like social. We need other people, right? Dogs are social creatures. That's a better word. We are social creatures. You need other people. You get a dog, you can't let him be by himself all the time. It goes against what dogs are. Shame on you for getting a dog you didn't want to be around. Uh, and treat him like a warrior, right? Imagine yourself walking through the plains with that dog, right? Imagine yourself being 6'9" if you're only 5'1". Imagine your dog being a ferocious whatever if he's only a chihuahua. You know what I'm saying? But he's part of it. And if you treat him right, your mental energy will be better improved. And maybe that'll put you on the path to this. But you got to go out and make friends. And I love dogs, and dogs are good company, but dogs aren't people. You need people. And like I said, not to go out and date, but go out and just meet friends, shoot pool with, to play darts with, talk shit with, like find somebody that you like. It won't always be the first person, but maybe that person knows somebody and you're cool with him, but you'll be cool with the other person. Then that person will introduce you to like a love interest, maybe, or a job opportunity, or whatever. This is what friends do for each other. You can't stay inside playing Xbox and PC games or reading, watching soap operas or sporting events, watching ESPN for the guys, or any other numbers of it that people do when they come home, right? They lock themselves in and just cut the TV on. You can't, I mean, painting is good, but I paint. Painting is a solitary investment. Painting is more meditation than it is anything. We want you to be social. We want you to get out. So take a painting class, right? But it's just so if you like it, you're never going to be meditating by yourself. Um, and if you meet friends there, they'll likely want to meditate by, like, because painting is a quiet. Here we go. Hear that? Another giant military aircraft flying over. I don't see it. All right. Yeah, you are a human. You need other humans. You cannot just stay in your crib with Pornhub or whatever the fuck it is, right? You can't stay in your crib with Amazon Prime shopping all day. You can't stay in your crib with the news, hating on everything, saying I knew I was right. Those, conservatives or those, liberals or whatever the stupid case may be. You can't. You need people. And if you meet people and they all want to just stand around and hate and go to, go somewhere else. At first, I'm talking about like the Proud Boys and all that bullshit, hatred. But I'm also talking about like people you show up in Black Man and they just want to tell you how white people are evil. You don't need either one of those groups, right? Have your own political mind and find people who want to talk about the issues and be angry at the issues and not blame everybody. My whole blame on this whole race thing is the government politicians who won't change it. I don't sweat the guy down the street. He'll do exactly what the government says, but the government lets him run amok, right? So I can't run amok at him because then the government's going to come for me, right? So you always know who the problems are with other people, with the system, and with you. What is your problem? Is it your drinking? Is it your smoking? Is it your weed habit? Is it your lack of friends? I mean, know what you will tolerate. Do you like weed more than people? That's legit, but you can still hang out with weed people. Do you like people more than marijuana? Then quit marijuana. Like people more than drinking? Quit drinking. You like, you know, cooking? Then find other people who like to cook. You have to make friends. You have to get out back in it. I know this society has, and people are broke too. There's shit to do that's for poor people. Um, they make it hard, I know, but you can't give up. You can't go fuck everything and just hunker down in your little safe space, which is your house with your TV and your stuff. You have to know people. You have to get out into the world and meet people. You have to find love and good energy, and then you have to teach your kids to recognize what love and good energy is, because you know, they're gonna need it when you're gone. I hope you live a long life, but I mean, you don't want your kid living in your basement or whatever. That's part of it. You need to cut the cord with some of this shit. Like your kid hasn't cut the cord with you, and you haven't cut the cord with him. Kick him out the nest. But I mean, do you cripple him down the line? Do you cripple her down the line? You tell all these. I've had more than one girlfriend who just I had to put in too much work for, and I'm like, whoever spoiled you didn't do you a service, right? Just like the people who don't teach their kids anything, they want you don't do anything. I mean, you are a burden in a relationship, and who taught you this way? Yeah. So you don't want to be a burden, but you want to make friends. You want to be, and you know how to make friends. Be interesting. I'm sure you do some interesting shit. Uh, Excuse my language. That's supposed to stop cursing. So we're coming to the end of this pod guitar session. It has been 3 hours and about 20 minutes, 3 hours and 15 minutes. Um, 3:14, 24 here and 15 seconds here. So we're almost in sync. We're going to run a little over as we say goodbye. I want to thank you all for showing up. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Only 24 people. I'm hoping to get up to 50. That'd be awesome. I know. Small wishes. Let's cut that off. Um, Small steps, right? Baby steps. I'm sailing. There's a What About Bob reference. Yeah, you get a lot of pop music quotes and TV quotes and movie quotes here. We want you to walk through life with sort of not a wry, cocky smile, but just kind of a bit happier. I mean, we all know that the place is fucked up, but know that there are other people out there who's feeling you, right? And in that way, we want you to recognize that you have some allies, and it may not be as bad as you think. And think about you, it's you plotting against them to have a better life, even as they stand against you in doing so. And it really does feel that way. So this we're gonna end this pod. Um, and like I said, maybe we'll go to the beach later today and test it. Test the setup on the phone to see if it's interesting. But that would be Wi-Fi, and this thing has a real issue with kind of like camera issue. I'll try it. Something tells me it'll last 5 minutes. Um, I just really want to see it. So, but remember, guys, um, you go around once, right? And if it is a romance thing, ask him or her out. They can only say no, right? People like to be assholes when they shoot you down, though. How dare you ask me out? Yeah, whatever. Fuck you. Shut up. Go find someone. Look, you don't want to be in a relationship with that person anyway. They're just going to be working an asshole. Find some nice dude where you can relax with. Find some nice gal where you can relax with. That's it. Lay back and easy. Your relationship should not be work. I don't care what fucking Cosmo tells you. I don't care what Men's Health says, right? you should like people. And then the person that you should like the most out of all those people. Right? It's not a romance novel. Just, you know, it is what it is. So clear your head on what you want. And I'm sure you'll get it. And I know that you're pressed because everyone is pressed now. So remember that you're not alone in it. And some of us, excuse me, are out here wishing you well from a distance. That's going to do it for this session. It is 17 after the hour. We've been streaming for 3 hours and 17 minutes. We were on time today. We're balling out of control the last 2 sessions. Okay. We need another 20 to make sure that we're. But hey, Haps gave a little drama. Now we can't get into our Twitch, which is weird. I guess we'll be doing that tonight, this afternoon. Yeah. All right. So that's it. Play that guitar, play that flute, play that bagpipe, write that script, write those poems, start that novel. Come here and hang out with us. We appreciate you, and I hope that the weekend finds you well, and I hope you rock out, whatever that means for you. All right.